about this provider stuff. I'm going to say it here. I've never met a man who was successful that adored his woman. I've never met a man that was successful who adored his woman that didn't want to take care of the pretty. Because by the way, guys, pretty ain't cheap. You know how expensive it is? Men, just letting you know how expensive it is to be pretty as a woman. It all costs. It costs so much, by the way. Everything, all the cosmetics, all the extensions, all the gloss and the gel and the face, whatever. It costs so much. And I've never met a successful guy that didn't want to date a pretty woman. So what do you think it takes? Okay? So every successful man that I know wants to provide for his woman. It's weird for me to even think about men going, I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to provide for my woman. I shouldn't have to pay for these things. That's not my call. That's her deal. I've never met a successful man who adored his woman who says or thinks that he doesn't have to or shouldn't have to. You get what I mean? Every single man that is a success that I've ever met, myself included, is like, don't worry, baby, I got it. Don't worry. Go get it done. Have fun. Get you a smoothie while you're at it. Venmo or whatever. That's just better to be that way. Because what's the alternative? Be stingy? Be like, oh, no, I shouldn't have to pay for that. That's your cost. You're doing that for you. Because the way I see it, here's the way I see it. If she comes home with the nails done and the eyebrows done or whatever, okay, that's for me. Who's she doing that for? Isn't she doing it for me? I mean, some people will say, oh, she's doing that so other people can see. No, I promise you that if your woman loves you, she's considering doing these things because she thinks, what will he like if she likes you? You gotta know if your woman likes you or not, though. All right, that's important. I promise you, fellas, that if a woman's getting all this stuff done for herself, it seems like it's for herself, but you are in mind, believe me. If she really cares for you, you're in mind. So the way I see it is if she's getting her nails done or she's picking out that outfit or whatever, she's considering, will he like this? So the way I see it is that she's doing her nails for me. That's for me. So I have no problem saying, don't worry, go to the Russians. Get that square, round, bubble bath, whatever the fuck, ladies. Because I get it. It's for me. I got you. Here you go. Go get it taken care of. And I don't understand in 2024 why men are upset about that. Don't you want her to want to do those things? Don't you want to just like treat her too? You know, like I said, in 2024, the year of country Beyonce, we can't just accept that this stuff is that for these things that women do are for you as the man, and you should just take care of it. Why not? Just do it. And if you're frustrated at women because you can't afford that right now, whose fault is that? Is it their fault for wanting guys who could? Or is it your fault for not being where you need to be financially yet? Maybe you shouldn't be frustrated at women choosing those guys. Instead, be frustrated at yourself for just not being in a position to be able to afford the kind of woman you want to date. I think that's the answer, folks. That's what it is. All of that frustration that men have towards women is simply frustration at their own shortcomings, and they're projecting those inadequacies onto all of womankind instead of just facing the harsh reality, which is their own shortcomings. That's it. That's really the answer. Yeah, and the economy. Yeah. Okay, sure. But as a man, you're still solely responsible for being able to provide for yourself. And by the way, being able to provide enough for yourself and others is just good practice for providing for a family. Because when you have them wife and kids, wife ain't cheap, kids ain't cheap, Pampers ain't cheap, schooling's not cheap, everything is expensive. You know how much a wet nurse is? It's expensive. So you gotta pay for that shit. So you start adopting the mentality that you, as a man, are solely responsible for providing that shit, okay? And so if you start thinking that in terms of how much money you need to make in the world now, you start conditioning yourself for the future. Because nobody wants their babies to be walking around in the non-name brand stuff, you know? Generic Pampers might be embarrassing depending on where you live. You know what I'm saying? Healthcare is a crisis and it's expensive. It's like $10,000 by itself to have a baby. Okay? So just get used to it. Stop being mad at women for wanting successful guys and just try to become a success for yourself, because just get used to it because it's expensive. All right? Okay. Hope that helps. We'll see though. We'll see. I like your suit. I love this color combo. Thank you. I'd appreciate a smoothie right about now. Yeah. You and me both, sis. I got one of these ghosts right here. It's keeping me going. How's it going, guys? How's your dating life? Having a baby is $20,000 plus. Yeah, if you're living in New York, for sure, $20,000. You know, some people are having, you know, midwives and all this stuff, having babies in the bathtub and all this, and that's, you know, but even that's a grip. So just get used to it, all right? And it's, you know what else it is? If you're the kind of guy who's unwilling to, like, while you're dating or whatever, and when the girl's like, I'm gonna get my nails done, and you just don't, you should just be like, okay, word, boom, here's some cash. Like, just get it done. Yeah, get it done, girl. Like, if you're not that kind of guy, it bodes to your character, man. I'm not saying you should be a simp and just hand out money to strangers. That's not fucking what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you're dating somebody that you like. Why wouldn't you want to provide that kind of thing? You know? In a way that's appreciative and received well and all that stuff. I'm not saying be a fucking taking advantage of a loser. I'm not saying that. But if you're the kind of guy that's frustrated and you're saying, I shouldn't be responsible for that, I shouldn't have to take care of that, that's not for me to deal with. That's your problem, not mine. But you better look good, I guess. I'm not going to help in any way, but you better. For me, even though I'm not helping you. If you're that kind of guy that's frustrated by that kind of stuff, that bodes to your character. That means you're going to be like stingy in life in general. You're selfish and stingy in life. And maybe if a woman is, and as a woman dating a man like that, maybe you should run for the hills, because that is going to project how the rest of your life with that person's going to be. And by the way, it gets worse, not better. It gets worse. So if you're dating a guy like that, then it's going to be worse off later down the road when he's much more comfortable with you. It's not going too well. I'm 6-figure earner, homeowner, and under 30 who wants to date, but I don't know where to go in NYC to find people of quality. Yeah, that's a problem. Depending on where you are, in general, it's a problem. But what that doesn't mean is that you just kind of make that sort of generalization, paint that generalization, and then just throw your hands up and just give up, or just, I don't know where to go. You know, just you gotta get out there. You gotta experience the world. You gotta become a yes woman. Get out there and just see what's out there for you. You're not Rapunzel. Can't just let down your hair and some Prince Charming is gonna just come find you and just scale up the tower walls. That's not how it works. You gotta get out there. Lola. How did I miss that comment? What? As a successful man, I agree with 98% of what you're saying. Thank you. Hi, I'm new. Why do men get upset when you don't want to go 50-50? I just answered that one. I just did it. I just said it. This live will be recorded and you can watch it back. Basically, men are only mad at 50-50 because they're projecting their own inadequacies onto women in general. They say, if a man is mad that you as a woman don't want to go 50-50, it's because he's mad at himself. Because I'm going to tell you, sis, if a man makes enough, he's not going to give a shit. I promise you. He just doesn't care. It's like, oh, how much does it cost? Whatever, I got it. How much is dinner? Doesn't matter. I didn't even look. I got it. How much is the flight? I don't know. Somebody else booked it. I got it. That's how men that make money are, okay? So if they're saying, oh, well, we better go 50-50. There's no way. You're going to take advantage of me, blah, blah, blah. That means he's just not making enough, and he's frustrated at himself and projecting that onto you. That's why. That's the answer. It's feelings of inadequacy that they're putting on womankind, not just you, sis. Trust me. My husband makes me believe I need to have a businesswoman mindset and hustle as hard as him. That just makes me think that, does he want to date a man? I don't want to date a man. I don't want to date a woman who thinks like a man. You know how much it takes to make money in business? It's so hard. It's math and calculations and negotiations and aggression, and you're just thrusting your will out into the world, and you're trying to carve a piece out of it, and it's hard as fuck, and it's all the time battles. Every day something bad happens, all day, and you're getting attacked on all sides all the time, between competition, clients, fucking IRS, the government, whatever. You're just all the time at odds, and it's hard every day. And you know what that does to you, by the way? It hardens you. It makes your face harden. It makes you much more callous to the world, and much less wide-eyed and hopeful and naive and joyful, and much more like, are you trying to fuck me? Are you trying to fuck me over somehow? What's going on? It makes you far more calloused, like I said. So why do I want that in a woman? Why do I want that at home? You get what I'm saying? I'm dealing with that every day as it is. And then I got to come home and deal with a woman who's just as hardened as me. That you might as well date a man. And I say that full well, that my mother was a single mother. She started her own business to provide for us. She did the best she can with what she got. And it also brings out a lot of masculine traits in a woman. And that's what it requires. And if your man or husband is like, oh, you need to have a business mindset. You need to think like a man and all that stuff. Why would you want a woman to think like a man? Why do you need that? And I think, again, that's just an inadequacy thing. That's just you're not making enough yourself. You're projecting it on your woman. Women can be helpful in ways that aren't necessarily measurable, but are just as helpful to your quality of life. And people fucking don't understand that. That's what these same guys that are on these podcasts are saying. They're mad at women because women don't think like men. And it's like, do you want them to? Why not just date a man if that's what you want? You get what I'm saying? Like, women contribute to things in my life that are just stuff that I can't quantify. Like this art and stuff in my house. As a designer, a woman put that up for me. You see? Because I'm a man and I think like a man. And I need some civility and some taste and some perspective that I can't offer as a man. So I lend my trust to women who can help me and shore up those things in my life. That's what women do. Why do you want them to be a man? Seems like you need a stay-at-home Latina. I might need one. I do. Why do men say they want an independent woman, and as soon as they date one, they can't handle the fact that they get pampered, but constructive support? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lexi. I got you had me in the first half. They can't handle the fact that they don't get pampered, but constructive support. You got to say that again, Lexi. Sorry. Corporate 21-year-old here with a degree. How am I going to find a man who has aspirations? Well, okay, hang on. Aspirations can be different for every different person. What do you mean by that specifically? Because if you're in corporate and you're working with guys in corporate, they're obviously aspired enough to go to college. They got a degree. They're doing something. They're trying to get new jobs and opportunities. That's those are aspirations. Those are things that. What do you mean? Be clearer. Been making sure my lawn is cut, chicken coop is clean, and all. Okay, great. That's great, Mara. I grew up like that. I understand. Look up. How do you make a man... Whoop, going too fast. How do you make a man feel more appreciative? Just be nice at home. Just be nice. You can literally tell them. Men are kind of direct. Men are kind of dumb too. So you can't be subversive with things. You just got to say that to them. You say that to them and make their month probably. Men don't get appreciation for anything or recognition for anything. So it's nice when you have a woman at home that sees, understands the hardship that it takes, and then acknowledges that I'm impressed that you did that thing or can do that thing or only you could do that thing. That kind of appreciation sticks with men, and they remember that shit for a long time. What is your type? I like pretty women. Shake the room pretty. You walk in the room and people are like, oh shit, I like that. I can't imagine a woman who doesn't respect and appreciate a good male lead. Yeah. I think that's a given. Well, I appreciate your page and trying to teach these men how to act in relationships. Thank you. Marry me because I need a husband. I might. Nice suit, brother. Thank you. Yeah. It's a custom suit. It's mine. It says my name right there in it. So it's for me by a designer here in Beverly Hills. I'm Shake the Room Pretty. I'll prove it. DM me and we'll find out. But where do you find the men that think like you, please, sir? Well, hopefully they're learning on my page. We'll see. Here's the thing. What I'm saying, guys, to me is common sense. And to people that I know that have money and are successful is also common sense. So I don't really, in my world, I don't even understand the alternative. In fact, when I see it and I'll see it online, I'm like, what do you mean? Do you want a woman that thinks like a man? Do you think that it's shameful for women to want men that are providers or that don't want to go 50-50? Isn't that fucking obvious? Like in my world, women just are there and they never pay for fucking anything. Not just from around me, but from around everybody that I know. Like I know girls that are dead ass broke. But it doesn't matter. They can still be in all the places. They still have everything done. They still have the nicest outfits and their hair and nails done. They don't pay for anything. And it's like, that's just normal. I don't understand why that isn't normal. And in fact, when I see that, I'm like, yo, so what are women supposed to do? If they can choose anybody, how do you choose? If a woman who's pretty can choose anybody, how do you choose? Do you think she's going to choose the guy that's poor or the guy that hasn't made something of himself yet? Or do you think she's going to choose successful guys? And so the answer is, for generally speaking men out there, you need to make enough money to provide for yourself and others. That should be a given. And then for the women out there, like why are we demonizing women for wanting guys that are success? And by the way, being a successful man is much bigger than just having money, okay? You know what it takes to become a success? The characteristics you have to develop to become a successful man? It's a lot of fucking self-work. You have to take responsibility for yourself. You have to look yourself hard in the mirror and discover your shortcomings or even deal with them. Most people don't even deal with their shortcomings. Most people are too much of a coward to look in the mirror and be like, I suck in all these areas and I'm going to do something about it. That's most people. We can stop there. Let alone people that have dealt with those things, discovered and dealt with their own personal shortcomings and shored those up and then made themselves a success in the world. All of those things are character development and usually ends up with a guy that has a strong character, a strong sense of personal responsibility and responsibility for others, and takes ownership of his life and those around him. You see, those are good, strong characteristics that come with being a success. Money is a byproduct of that, sure, but also usually those men are upstanding people too, because they have to be, or else they wouldn't do very well in business for very long. That's how it goes. You get what I'm saying? So there's more than just looking for successful guys. It's looking for successful guys that are smart, articulate, funny, capable, upstanding, are honest. All the things that it takes to be successful. Yeah, fun, sure. Fun is fine. But stability is more important than fun. I'm not saying you can be boring, whatever. You should have a life and you should want to go out and do stuff. But I would prefer, if I were in a woman's shoes, I would prefer a man who's stable than fun. I know there's lots of guys girls can date that are fun, but are fucking losers. They're so fun though. They go out and drink every night. They can party all the time. They're going to all the cool events. They're so fun, but they're fucking losers. And at first you'll like that guy because it's a fun thing to do. It's like dating a club promoter. Sounds fun. It's great for like 2 months, and then you're like, oh, then you do this every night. Oh shit, this is not fun. This has got gross real quick. So fun is okay, but small spoonfuls of fun, but mostly stability. Did you get your teeth done? No, these are real. My mother thought it was important that I had straight teeth. Are you a pilot? Nope. I want to take lessons though, actually. I do want to get into flying, just for the fun of it. But no, I'm not currently a pilot. Nope. Hello. Are you turning? No. Okay, listen guys. So I went to school for mathematics. I used to work for a company called Northrop Grumman, building weapons for the government for like 7 years because of my math and physics background in school. I no longer do any of those things. I started some businesses. I have 5 businesses that are basically run themselves. I don't really do much with them anymore. I just collect management fees and that's it. But I built them up from the ground up and they do themselves, and now I just have a life. That's it. So not an attorney, not a real estate agent, not a whatever. And the reason why I'm into suits is A, I'm from the South. I like dressing well. B, when I was working in national defense, I wore suits to work every day. So I got a lot of suits. Okay, sorry guys. I'm trying to get to your comments, both Instagram too. Whoa, that's awesome. So happy for you. Wish you all the best. Thank you. I used to Defensive Solutions Division. Nice. Yeah. So when I was working at Northrop, so I was an engineer for a while, then I moved to the business side because they ended up making more. Engineers make a lot of money at first. But then when you go to the business side, as you climb the ladder, you can make even a lot more money. And then when I started I was kind of the bridge between the technical guys and the other, the business types. I became a control account manager. I was managing a lot of money. We ended up winning the prime on the B-53, and then I left. I was in politics for a minute. I don't do any of that stuff anymore though. So all that's behind me. It was very interesting. I met a lot of interesting people. I still have very good friends in the business and in the, that are working, public people that are working. And, but I don't do any of that anymore. It's way behind me. So you're a wanderer. Nope. Is that what you heard? What the fuck? Hello everyone. Do you have a wife? No, I am not married. Not yet anyways, maybe one day. I'm always drawn to men 2 decades older than me. How would I get them to commit? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Men date, here's the deal. As long as you guys are legal adults, whatever. If you're a woman who's younger and you like dating older guys, that's all good. If you can vote for the mayor or you're a local congressman, you vote, you as a woman who's 20 dating a man who's 40, nobody gives a shit. If you're a 26-year-old woman dating a 42-year-old man, nobody gives a shit. Okay? If you can, the way I see it, as long as you can vote for the mayor, you can decide who you sleep with. Whatever. Okay? And how do you get a man to commit? That's a question tales old as time, right? Just be an invaluable asset in his life. And I don't necessarily mean like a money generating asset. I mean something the intangible, the things that are intangible. Just be a person that's there for him, that appreciates what he does, appreciate what he does for others. Be soft, kind, sweet, and respectful. And all of those things combined should make you an invaluable person in his life. Because who would want to give that up? Make life pleasant. That's right. Nobody wants to argue with his woman at home. I'll be your wife. I might hold you to that. Did you get your degree in engineering or math? I have degrees in mathematics and with a concentration in physics, and then I had a business minor, but no, it's pure mathematics, not engineering. Are you in your 40s? No, God. Do I look like I'm in my 40s? Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Business advice. Business advice. Easy, Cindy. Hello. In what ways can you be there for a man? I just said it, Danielle. Maybe, Danielle, you should start with listening first. How about that? Danielle, start with listening. You do that first, and then you'll be on the right track to being there for your man. Pay attention. Keep up. What about dating apps? What about them? I think fewer people are leaving their house these days, so getting out there on dating apps is a good way to start, kind of putting your toe in the water. Just be careful though, because people lie on there. Both parties lie, by the way. Guys are lying about how old they are, girls are lying about how much they weigh. Whatever. You gotta sift through that yourself. All right? The problem with dating apps, you don't know what you're getting into, you don't know what you're already stuck and committed to a 2-hour-long dinner with a guy who's way older than he said he was online. And then you're just like, and now he's like much older and much uglier. And you're like, oh, fuck. I got to sit through this prison sentence for the next 2 hours. So just be careful about that. Check his tag photos. What is your opinion on things? Yeah, that's what I feel like, some of these comments. So, what's your opinion on things? Speak up. It feels like reading these guys like, God. Okay. I'm in my mid-30s. I make $180K. Got a couple properties. How do I get to the next level? Chase Banks asked that. I don't know, the next level what? Next level is all relative, isn't it? I'm asking such good questions. Please stop ignoring me. Okay. Nice soft woman. Okay. Do successful businessmen date black women? Yeah. What? Why wouldn't they? Guys, these comments. I want you to, for everybody, when you guys write comments on my thing, type it out, reread it, think is like, does this make sense? Am I asking something that's fucking so dumb? Or should I rewrite this? Say that first to yourself out loud, then hit send. And then I promise I'll read them out loud and answer them. Okay? Hey guys, hello. How do you differentiate between being submissive and not getting walked all over? Yeah, okay. That's a great question. Okay, who asked me that? All right, Hira. That's a great question here. There is a difference between being a woman, and by the way, I hate using the word submit because that's such a fucking red pill podcast bullshit. I need a woman to submit to me. And it's like, God, are you so fucking insecure that you need her to submit? Here's what submission should mean. Because submit using the proper context is nice. Here's the deal. As a woman, don't you want to be with a man who you can trust will make good decisions, both in a way that keeps you safe and keeps you safe financially, right? If you had to choose, and I think every woman agrees with this, I'm going to speak to every woman ever. Every single woman wants to be able to be with a man that they can trust will make the best decisions for them, the household, the family, the unit. Okay? Because they can trust that man is capable and competent in such a way that if they weren't present, the best possible decision will be made. Okay? Let's just start there. That's what women want first and foremost. And that's fair enough. Okay? So, therefore, if you're aligning yourself with a man who is capable and competent in a way that where at the end of the day, if he's going to make the decision that has this best interest in mind for himself and the people around him. All right? So therefore, sometimes if you're in a relationship with a man and he's making a decision that you don't either understand or quite agree with, but you can trust that his decision making, maybe he knows more than you about something specific, or maybe he has a different point of view, or because of experience in his past, you can trust that that man is going to make the best possible decision for the family, for himself, okay? And that's what it means to be submissive, all right? So what that means is, as a woman, if I put myself in a woman's shoes, maybe the man is making a decision that I don't quite get. I don't quite understand. I don't have experience in this area, so I don't quite understand. I have questions about it. I don't exactly agree with the decision up front, but I submit to the fact that he has his and my best interest in mind when making these decisions, and through his own experiences, he's going to guide me in the way that's the best for the family. And that's what submission means, okay? That's it. It's just that you're going to submit even if you don't quite agree. You're going to say, I don't agree, we've talked it out, and he still has superseded my yes or no decision, but I still agree and believe that he's making the best possible decision for me, even if I don't quite understand it right now. Because oftentimes, if he's a good man, he is making the best decision with his experience, and he, as the man, by the way, has to bear responsibility for that decision too. Just because if you, as the woman in a household where you disagree with what the man is doing, you can get that choice. You can disagree, fine. He can hear you, and he can take into consideration what you think, and then still go in a different direction. But you, as a woman, should respect and understand that, and hopefully he has your best interest in mind when making those decisions. Because, by the way, once the decision is made, he now has to stick to that decision and own and bear responsibility for the outcome fully. Okay, you see? That's what it comes with. So when people say, what does it mean to be submissive to a woman? It only means that you respect the man's decision, that he's going to be he's going to make the best possible decision, even if you don't quite understand it. Okay? So let's just be clear what that is. All right? Now, that's all that means. So being submissive doesn't mean being a doormat. Submissive doesn't mean be mistreated. Submissive doesn't mean be disrespected and not stand up for yourself. It only means that you're going to respect that the decision that the man makes is the best possible one for the family. But if a man is disrespecting you, disrespecting your family, disrespecting you in front of other people, or even at home by yourself, you should still stand up for yourself and say, hey, what was that? The fuck? Like, that does not mean not being submissive. Okay? All right? Submissive does not mean be trampled on. Okay? Submissive does not mean be disrespected. That's it. All right? So there's the difference. I hope that's clear. Okay? And by the way, if a man is disrespecting you blatantly, then maybe he's not the guy you should trust to make the best decisions for you. Do you get what I'm saying? Those two things got to go hand in hand. Okay? So that being said, if a man is disrespecting you, he might not have that same respect for you when the time comes to make decisions for you in the future. So if you're being supportive, even submissive to a man, and he's starting to disrespect you and treat you like shit, walk all over you, then that's probably not a man who's got your best interest in mind anyways, and that should be a red fucking flag, and maybe you should run for the hills. Okay? Sorry to break that to you. Oh shit. Guys, listen, I gotta go. Sorry, I gotta cut this one short. It's my appointment's coming up. I gotta go. I will be back soon. Okay? Oh, we have a really exciting live coming up with somebody you guys know. Somebody really cool. A good friend of mine you guys know. We're gonna do a live collaborative post, a live stream together soon. It'll be posted on my Instagram. So follow me there. You guys will see when we go live. You guys are gonna like it though, I promise you. Okay? We'll see you guys soon. All right. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye.